Okay, so you've decided that you want to put an edible garden in your backyard or in your front lawn, on your side lot, and you're wondering what the first step is. Hi, my name is Alexander Hackney. I'm one of the founders of Flowering Sun Ecology, and today on the farm we're going to go over how to make an edible garden. You need to first think about how many people you're trying to feed. So if you're a single person or family of 2, I would recommend starting with about 100 square feet. If you're a family of 4, you're really interested in it, you really want to eat out of your garden, you want to do something around 500 square feet. Now we need to look at the factors that are going to determine the placement of the garden. So we need to look at the sun. You need to watch the sun. Where is it rising? Where is it setting? Making sure that your garden is going to get at least 6 hours of sunlight during the peak of the summer. If you're getting more sunlight, that's going to be beneficial. Your plants are going to grow bigger, going to grow faster. In the side cuts of the season, in the spring and in the fall, you want to make sure that you're also getting good light. If you want things to be able to mature come September, October, they're also going to need good light during that time. Then you're going to want to think about accessibility. Where are you putting this? Are you putting it close to your house? Are you putting it far away from your house? Are you going to be able to get there to do the work that's needed? Then you also want to think about water. Do you have water? Do you have a hose that you can reach the site with? Do you have another way that you're hoping to water? Are you hoping the rain is just going to do the job for you? And you want to make sure that you're keeping it out of any flood zones or areas that get super wet, because vegetables definitely need to stay above the water line. So to complete this project, you need 3 tools: wheelbarrow, a shovel, and a rake. If you have those 3 tools, it will make the project really easy. And there's many more tools which you can add as you're seeding, weeding, and doing other things. But for right now, those 3 tools will get your bed made. So you found your place that you want to put your garden. You've decided on a size, maybe, there's 2 of you and you want to do about 200 square feet. And you've decided on a shape and you're ready to make the bed. Here today, we're making the bed right here in front of me. And I'm going to make a bed in a straight line. Obviously you can do any shape that you want. I make most of my beds all 30 inches across because it's easily accessed from both sides, and I'll generally will have a path on both sides and I can reach to the center very easily from either side of the bed. So you have it all planned out, you have your spot, you're ready for the construction of the bed. So the first thing that you're gonna put down is cardboard. We're putting down the cardboard because it will basically block any weeds and roots that are on the surface. If you're doing this right in your lawn and you have grass growing, it will suppress it and keep it from coming up and growing up through your bed into your soil. So it's going to keep the weeds out. Good tip about the cardboard: just stick with the straight cardboard that's been printed onto. Stay away from any of waxy or boxes that have a plastic coating on them. And so you've put down the cardboard, and then on top of that we can just put a layer of compost. You could put a layer of topsoil if you wanted to. We recommend using compost because it's going to have all the nutrients that your plants are going to need for at least the first year, and it's going to continue to sustain them for years after that as well. It's high in organic matter. It's just a great medium to use. If you don't have access to compost for some reason, you can also use topsoil. If you're using topsoil, you want to make sure that you're getting a soil that is really going to grow something, a soil that's probably been stripped off of a field. You don't want to get something that's necessarily been mixed by somebody, because it's going to have very little to no biology in it, and it's going to be very hard for your plants to grow in that. So that's why I recommend just sticking to compost. Quick search online, you'll be able to find many compost companies probably in your local area or not too far away. So you have your cardboard down, you've got your compost or your topsoil. Hopefully you've been able to find composts. You can go as thin as 3 inches, or you can go thicker, 6 inches, 8 inches of compost on top of your cardboard if you want. The more material you use, the more money you're going to spend and more wheelbarrows you're going to be doing. But if you have a small garden, it's not too much work. So you lay that down, and then you rake it out with the rake, get it nice and flat, and that's just going to help when the rain comes down or when you're watering your garden. The water's going to have a flat surface to kind of seep into or roll off of. If it's too bumpy or wavy, you're going to get kind of puddles building up, or you're going to get the water is going to start to pool the soil off of the bed. We also put wood chips around the border of our bed, and that keeps any soil from washing off and also keeps any weeds from creeping up out of the lawn or the soil that's on the side of your bed into your bed, and gives you something nice to walk on. And it's also, over the course of year, 2, 3 years, those wood chips are going to break down and make you more compost soil, add a lot of biology and microbiology to your soil and to your plants to feed off of. So it's also a great free resource. You can generally find wood chips at your local dump or landfill, and there's also tons of tree services that are driving around that have a truck of wood chips, and they're generally happy to drop it at your house for free.
So now that our bed has been constructed, we're ready to lay out our starts and get the correct spacing. You can do a really quick Google search to see what the spacing is for the starts that you're planting. Today we're going to do oak leaf lettuce and some fennel. So general spacing for head lettuces and oak leaf lettuces is 4 to a row, and it's good for them to be 10 to 12 inches apart in rows because they're going to get about this big. So we're going to lay them all out and then plant them accordingly.
So you might be asking yourself, why do you want to create a garden? And there are many answers to that question, but from my experience, I live here with my wife and 3 kids, and to be able to go outside with them, to plant seeds, plant starts in the ground, watch them harvest that, bring it to the table, eat it, is a huge joy for me and for my wife. The nutrient levels in the plants that we're able to grow here, or that you're going to be able to grow at home, are going to be way higher than something which you're going to get in a store, which has come from many miles away, often thousands of miles away, and has been harvested maybe up to a week or 2 weeks earlier. The enzymes and the nutrients, the levels in those plants are going to go way down. Also, you have much more control over your environment, what you put into your soil, the nutrients that you add, the minerals that you add, the compost that you add, and that's going to give you a much healthier plant that is more nutrient dense and nutrient rich. So take advantage of your backyard or your neighbor's lawn or whatever area that you have to grow food, and get out there and have a good time and educate others, bring others into it. Maybe you want to work with a community or your neighbors and make a garden together, so it's less work. Thank you for watching our video. Now you guys have everything that you need to create a beautiful edible garden. If you have any more questions or comments, put them below and we'll get back to you. We have more material for you coming in the future. Stay connected by following us and following Ames on Instagram and Facebook, and we look forward to seeing you next time.